the matrix. How we escape the matrix. Um, so a lot of us have watched the movie The Matrix. Okay, we're actually living in a simulation. Now, I don't know if it's going to be my time because I'm in my 40s. And next month I'll be 46. I'm 45. Okay. My birthday is coming up very soon. Okay. So I remember the first time that I knew that I was in a stimulation. I'll never forget it. Okay, never forget it. It still is was scary. Okay, because everything around me was so familiar, too familiar. Okay, and it was like I was looking at myself in a computer program stimulation from the outside looking in. Okay, um, just like in the movie The Matrix, literally. Okay, but how I understood that I was actually in it was everything was too familiar. Okay, everything was too familiar, and I felt like, well, I know I was outside my body looking at myself. Okay. And I'm like, how is this even possible? Like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. Like, how are we in a stimulation? And I continue to ask myself this because some people don't even know that we're in a stimulation. When you get that deja vu moment, you've already done it. When things are too familiar, you already it already happened. So what I'm perceiving, and not just perceiving, okay, um because the only way we can really get out of this computer stimulation, okay, this matrix, right? I keep seeing these numbers, you guys. And the universe will speak to you, but are you willing to listen, okay? So the first time it happened, I couldn't believe it. Okay. I was in shock. Okay. Like in shock. If I probably would have went to the hospital, they probably would have admitted me into a mental hospital. Okay. Um and I know there's plenty of people that probably have been admitted to a mental hospital because they're like, my reality is not real. Okay. And their reality is not real. Okay. And these are the people that they know, okay, and they are being watched, okay, and being not just watched, um also being monitored. They're being monitored, like they're watching and monitoring, okay, and they can't understand how they figured out they're even in a damn matrix, okay. So I remember the first time I was shocked, like all day, like I was walking around like, this is not even reality. This is a reality that I made up. Like, so, okay, so if I can make my reality up, this is beyond the laws of physics. Okay. Beyond the laws of physics. Okay. So you have to go past reality. You basically have to go insane. Okay. Because you have to go past science. Okay. Past reality, past the science, and then past the reality. And some people that go past the science, past the reality, they go batshit crazy because they can't even believe that they're in a a programming stimulation. So I have to reference the movie The Matrix, okay? But I don't really want to reference it because we are in it, okay? We are all in it, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, okay? So the second time it happened, I didn't even feel like I was in my physical body. I was not in my, both times I was not in my physical body, okay? I was in my spiritual body, completely in my spiritual body, okay? And I'm like, how is this possible? Like, this sounds crazy as shit, okay? And it felt weird, okay? So I believe, and I said this in 2 other videos, if you go back to my videos where I talk about stimulation, we are in a stimulation. So if we look at it like we're in a stimulation, we got to look at it as the people that are around us, the place that we're at, okay, or the places that we go, okay, people, places, and things, and the things that are occurring, okay. I'm going to use something. I'm trying to use something as an example because you really can't explain this to people because unless they actually experience this, okay? So say I'm driving my car and I say to myself, there's going to be a blue car that's going to drive in front of me. And then all of a sudden that blue car drives in front of me. Like literally drives right in front of me. So to beat the matrix, to beat the stimulation, the computer stimulation that we're in, is to outsmart it, okay? The only way I believe that we can outsmart it as a collective or individually, okay, is, and I've been like pondering with this for a very long time, okay? Because I'm like, how can you beat a computer system? Or for the ones that like to play a game, right? An Xbox game, and you're a player in the Xbox game and you have to get to the finish line or you have to get to the other side, right? But what if you can't get to the other side? You're playing the game, you keep playing it and playing it and playing it, and you keep getting the same results of the game. That's like the Matrix. So you have to know how to outsmart the Matrix. Okay? The only way that I know that for me, and this is going to sound crazy, is when I go outside my physical body. Okay? Because I feel like this is the 33, because I'm seeing 33. So you know how like Freemasons and stuff, they study the 33 laws of the universe, because that's basically what it is. It's just that they have more information on how to master the outcome of the event that is going to occur and that they're going to make occur. Because I'm seeing number 33 right now. So I might even have Ascendant Master of Freemason on my page. Okay. So the 33 laws, they call it the 33 laws because this is what I'm seeing in front of me right now. So the 33 laws is the laws of the universe. Okay. So we're all in this program stimulation. So if we're in a stimulation, then we can have whatever we want in a stimulation, right? We can have a husband, we can have children, right? We can have the car, right? But the thing is, we're not learning why we're even in the stimulation because we're so focused on what's around us in the physical that we can actually see. Okay? So you can see the house, you can see the car, you can see the children, you can see the job. Um, that is a false reality. That is a reality that you have made up. And it sounds crazy. Because some people will be like, well, how did I have a reality where I made my child pass away? Or how did I have a reality where I got a divorce? Or how did I have a reality where I lost my job? So I believe this computer simulation, the way to beat it, to come out the matrix, right, is one, come out the body, the physical, right? And also what we are actually thinking. That's the only way we can escape the matrix. Okay? Is outsmart this game. Okay, that we think is a reality and it's really not a reality. Okay? So that is what I'm getting out of it, is the only way to escape it is if we the matrix itself, because I remember when I first realized that I was in a computer stimulation, and I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. I feel like there is evidence of this, okay? Tangible evidence of this. This is why the movie The Matrix was even brought about, okay? When I watched the movie, this was years ago, and I didn't even know that I was in the Matrix, okay? 12/12, until those very moments. And I I was so shocked. Like, I was walking around in the physical body and then seeing the physical body, but outside in the spiritual body. And I'm like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. This is not even, this sounds crazy. And then everything was so familiar. Everything was so familiar. And I'm just like, how's this so familiar? Okay. So I believe that there is some kind of tangible evidence. And I believe, like I said, I'm 45, I'll be 46 next month. I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime, okay, or my children's lifetime, or even I feel like it's going to be my children's lifetime, okay, when they're a little bit older. That this, or maybe when I'm like, if I live this long, okay, to be 77, there is going to be, and I feel like there's already tangible evidence of this stimulation. And then my question is, who is running this stimulation? Okay. Because my thing is, we are just pawns in their stimulation. Okay. And we don't want to come back into the stimulation. Okay. Because no matter what you do, the only way to escape it is to go outside your body, your physical body, okay, to your spiritual body, your celestial body. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds very crazy. So I want to go back and reference the time that I went outside, and I did a live video, and somebody told me to look up. I looked up, okay, and I know who it was. It was my ancestors, okay, my father. I looked up. When I looked up, I seen a whole ocean above me. So we know that if we look at in the biblical sense is the firmament. Okay. So there's actually water above us. Okay. So how is that even possible? Okay. So I do believe that there is I do believe that we're in a program stimulation. I do believe that there is firmaments above us. I do believe that there's different dimensions going on and they're overlapping each other, and it's interdimensional. And I also believe, yeah, I'm on a live. And I also believe, I also believe that we can time travel. Okay. So I believe all this is possible. Okay. And I believe there's portals everywhere. Okay. In the sky, on the earth, and underwater. Okay. Um, and time traveling is real. Okay. You can be in one space of coexistence, right? And you can drive somewhere else and you can be in another space of existence. Okay. Um, and also you can walk through the portals and you can come back, you can go in and come back out of the portals. But I feel like these portals are in locations, in certain locations. Okay. It's interesting because when I go to a park, you guys know I like to hike, and I go to a park, and I always notice in national parks that they will have certain parts of the national parks where you can't even go through. And I ask myself, well, why they have it where you can't go through these parks? Like you can't go in these certain areas, okay? Because they know that there's portals, okay? They have witnessed it, seen it, okay, and understand this. This is why they have the 33-degree law of the universe, okay? So this also brings me to also the Kabbalah and the Torah, okay? There is something with the Kabbalah and the Torah, okay? Because when I was doing tarot, Torah, it led me to the Kabbalah and the Kabbalah and the Torah, and I've never studied the Kabbalah and Torah. So I feel like there is evidence, not just evidence, messages, information that is in the Kabbalah and is in the Torah, okay? That can lead you to these laws of the universe, if this makes sense, okay? And also, this is why they call it the 33 universal law, because people think, oh, Freemason is Freemason. It's because they know these laws of the universe, okay? Because they were given this information, but they don't want nobody else to have this information, because if you have this information, you can free yourself from the matrix. This is what I truly believe, okay? Because we look at it and when you say Freemasons or you say the 33 laws, because I'm seeing 33, I keep seeing the numbers 33, okay? So these are the laws of the universe, okay? And they have this information. This information is actually in the Kabbalah and the Torah, okay, in some capacity, because I've never read the Kabbalah and I never read the Torah, but the tarot brought me to the Kabbalah, brought me to the Torah, okay? So I feel like the messages are in there. And it's not just those books, it's many books, okay? Many texts that the information that we need is in there. Okay, we're just not looking in the right areas. Okay, so I feel like we are in a stimulated stimulated system, stimulation. I have witnessed it myself, and I know it sounds crazy. And I know people that actually go and say this. Like I said, you have to go past physics and science and time, because there is no time. I think we were programmed to have time so we can be enslaved mentally, because if there is a time system of structure, as working people, as enslaved people, we have to use that time. Okay. But if you go past the laws of physics, there is no time. So you won't have Pacific, you won't have Central, you won't have Eastern or Western time. And that's what happens when you go out to the different dimensions, or astral projecting or astral traveling. There's no time. Okay. Time was made for people to be confined. Okay, if that makes sense. Or conditioned. Okay. Condition and confined. So we are living in a simulation. I know this from not just being a psychic, but experiencing the stimulation. Okay. And when it happens to you and you understand that everything is too familiar, and that you already done it and you lived it, you can go crazy. Okay. Because that day I was feeling like I was out my body. Okay. And I was just trying to be like, okay, what is going on? I was trying to process it, and you can't even process it, because it's not even reality. So we are in computer simulation. I don't know. I feel like there's a council. Okay. So I'm going to say this. So everything is intertwined. Everything is making sense slowly but surely to me. And there is, how can I say this? Hybrids, humans, star ancestors, and we are not the only civilization. We're the only civilization as we know, as far as we can see. But there is multiple civilizations. And some of the civilizations, they don't look like us. They don't speak like us. They don't walk like us. They don't have our mannerisms. So I feel like the areas that are off limit is where the portals of existence are actually there, okay, to actually go to other dimensions freely. But the access is denied. So the only way that we can go to the other dimensions or experience multiple dimensions at the same time is going out of the physical body into our celestial body or spiritual body. And that is how we could actually visit these other places. Okay. And I feel like there's evidence of this. And I feel like this is what they study when they study the 33 laws of the universe. I don't know why I'm seeing the number 33 here. Okay? But I'm seeing the number 33. So there's 33 laws of the universe. Okay, somebody made it it up somewhere. Okay. And then also when I seen that, if we look at as far as dimensionally, so when I started my channel, I'll never forget, I talked about the dimensions, right? And I talked about 12 dimensions, okay, that I've seen on the spiritual realm, okay? There's 12 of them, okay? So I don't know if there's more than 12, okay? So this would make sense in a lot of ways, because if you think about the Council of the 12, there was a council called the Council of the 12, okay? So this is 12 people or 12 beings, whatever you want to call it, but there is a Council of the 12. So I will be back on, you guys, with another video to talk about I have talked about the councils that I came in contact with. When you are on a higher plane of existence or coexistence, you can actually communicate. We have so much power, and they don't want us to know that we have this power. This is why our memories are erased, okay? Because we're not supposed to know this information, okay? So we have more power in having this knowledge and understanding this knowledge and knowing this knowledge. This is why only certain few can have this knowledge, because they want to keep the power of others, okay? So they can't give this knowledge freely and willingly to others, okay? Because if they had this knowledge, you could utilize this knowledge, right? For many things, okay? So we are definitely in a stimulation here, okay? And it's hard to explain if you haven't experienced it. And also, I feel like people that do experience it do go crazy in some capacity, because they can't even realize what they're actually seeing, feeling, and thinking at that time, because it's too much. Okay, it's too much to take in. But I do feel like there's evidence of the stimulation. And I feel like there's also documentation of the stimulation. And there is a council, okay? I've seen this council. Now, it's interesting because I do see two numbers here. I see 33 and I see the number 12, okay? And when I started my channel, the 12th dimension, okay, there's 12 dimensions, but there could be more, okay? But that's as far as I could see, is to number 12, okay? And how and when I seen it, I started drawing, okay? So what I was drawing was, I'll never forget it, it was like a pyramid. And inside the pyramid, okay, let me see if I can show you guys. So I let my fingers be led, okay? So I started drawing the pyramid, and then inside the pyramid, this is what I was seeing. So I'm going to draw it. So this is what I was seeing. And I was seeing up to 12, okay? So the dimensions were on top of each other, okay? And then they were also beside each other. So they were on top and they were beside. On top and beside. Okay. And they just kept going up and up and up and up and up. Okay. But I was shown the pyramid and then I was shown the lines in between. Okay. So it would be interdimensional. Okay. Some of you guys that was on that video that day, that live that I did it. But this is what I'm getting. So we're in a computer stimulation. There's evidence of this. And one day, this information will be available to everybody. And I feel like one day, I feel like there is tangible evidence, but even more tangible evidence of this. Okay. All right, you guys, this is Jennifer Felix. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and you guys have a beautiful day wherever you're at or whatever dimension you're on. Okay. All right.